Hi, my loves. I hope everybody's doing well. My hands are frozen. And yes, I've been coloring, so I I do that to keep myself busy. And my markers, I'm sorry, leave a lot of like colors. I've been using browns and oranges and reds and blues and purples, and it just makes a mess out of my hands. I apologize. It just is what it is. Y'all are just gonna have to deal with it. I am going to, I got a star stuck in there. Are they mirrored? No, I think I was going to do something special with those. You see everything's kind of steamed over. It is, I woke up this morning, it was 2 degrees with -2 wind chill. I have a really big heater in my camper right now, warming it up. And, it was currently 8 degrees, -4 wind chill, or with 4-degree wind chill. So I think we're going to put that on a chain today. And I'm not using a star chain for that. I think I have an idea for that. And what else do we want to make? Because that's going to be quick. Real quick. We didn't get any, did we? What are these? They're charms and magnetic clasp. How good is this magnetic clasp? I don't think I want to put that heavy of a thing on that clasp. So we'll use a regular clasp. I do want to make these earrings. Nope, that don't look right. Maybe with a star underneath. Maybe as a dangle underneath. We'll do that. Whoops, I threw it. I don't know where it landed. We'll just grab that. We'll make some earrings with those. And for some reason, I thought this was drilled this way. I have, okay, we'll make a necklace with that, but we'll put stones with that. Let's see. Look, this is from the December box. This is from the January box. We're going to put those together. Do I want to use these? No. No. I think we're just going to do these. This might have come in the December box. I don't know. This might have all been in the December box. Do I want to put some pearls with it? I think we'll use the pearls as an accent. So we're going to do a couple of necklaces. One's going to be really simple. One's going to be a little more involved. And then a pair of earrings. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Let's work on that for this video. I do have an announcement. It's warming up pretty quickly in here. I did not get any tape to clean this off. I am so sorry. Warms up a little bit more, I'll take my jacket off. Put my wallet back in here. I had to call and make a payment before I forgot to. So that one's going to be a little more involved. This one, I kind of want to use this chain. I just think it would look so much nicer on this bigger chain. So let me measure and get, and I think I'm going to use this toggle. That doesn't go with that one, does it? Of course, everything's kind of steamed over. I don't know. let's just get, I guess it does when it stops being steamed over. No, it's too long. Way too long. Okay, those do go together. I'll take this extra chain off. Okay, my announcement, it's warming up in here. I'm going to go ahead and take my jacket off. It's too much to work in. My announcement is that I have 2 things coming up. I don't know which is going to happen first. I have a very large order. I've been saving money up, you know, building up a little stash, and have a very large order coming. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to use a toggle. I have a very large order coming. Now I mean large, guys. I think I want it like to hang just mid-breast. So I'm going to measure and see how long that is. And for me, it's large. I know there's some that, you know, can order large orders quite often. I'm not one of those people. So I want to cut about 26. Wow, is that right? No, let's go. We'll try this again. That's 24, plus I want to take off an inch, so 23 inches of chain. It's a very large order. I believe everything except for a couple of items are gemstone. I ordered from this person before, so I'm very excited because it's not what you would get from Bargain Bead Box or you know, I want to clip this. I can't remember if these come open or not. You know, it's not your typical beads. So I'm excited for this order. And then I have, of course, Bargain Bead Box will be here sometime in the beginning of February. And then I have an exclusive, oh boy, wouldn't you know it, I should have just cut it. An exclusive order from a company. Yeah, I must have cut it before. That I worked with before. With some jewelry items. I do not make rings, so they're going to get to see that. And I think you're going to enjoy what I chose because we're going to be celebrating the empowerment of women. So, now I don't know what I did with my heavy duty cutters. And I used them just the other day. I had to have them. So, I'm wondering what I've done with them. My scissors. My regular cutters. I'm moving stuff as I go, so they're not in my way anymore. So there's a couple of videos that will be posted on the 15th of February. Everything's covered in moisture. So I'm going to cut this big one. I may need my big boy cutters. Nope, we got it. All right, there's my 24 inches. And then I don't like the way that jump ring looks, so we're just going to take it off. So there's 3 things coming up to keep your eyes open for. The really big order, bargain bead box, and a video from a company that I'm working with. All right. I need a couple of jump rings. 1, 2. The only problem with that big heater is it's heating up, but it's not heating down at my feet. So let me get my little heater on. Sorry, guys, but my feet are cold. I just need it on low. Sorry about that. And I bumped the table, so let me make sure you guys are in line. That's why that felt awkward. So I absolutely love this assembled abalone pendant. And by assembled, it's just because they took pieces of abalone and put them together. It's beautiful. It's well done. It's quite hefty. That's why I'm using a thicker chain. And because I sell my jewelry, put my toggle bar on. I gotta think about what other people like. Do I love to string beads and make beautiful necklaces? Yes, because that's what I like. But where I live, people don't really care for that. They want plain Jane. They want their necklace on a chain. No frills. Most people don't want extra beads added. They want what I'm doing right here. And that's perfectly fine. You know, they're buying a piece that they want to wear and enjoy. And, you know, and pretty much I'm just assembling it. Now, what would I sell a piece like this for? Well, this chain's kind of expensive. It's a heavy-duty stainless steel chain. And we all know the cost, the manufacturer's suggested retail of the piece, and that's what you want to go by. And, you know, a little bit for your time. Because around here you can't get what people in the big cities get for their jewelry. So I have to keep that in mind. So I would list this, put this at my booth for minimum $15. And it would sell easily for that. If I put it at 18 or 20, it won't sell. So I have to keep that in mind. And it is very pretty on this chain. I would buy that for $15. I would even think twice at any higher than that. So, you know, if I have to think twice, I know my customers will. Because most of my customers are going to be low income, that kind of thing. So keep in mind your customer base. Okay. I have, yes, I do have them right here. I just have to get a couple apart. Open it. Of course, they're all kind of tangled. I absolutely have no clue how they're tangled like this. I guess. There we go. Let's get one of those out. Oh, look. I wonder how that would look as an additional color. Let's see. It might be too much additional color. I'm simply going to make sure this is open plenty wide. And now we're going to set this in there. This one might be too big. I might have to go look, see if I have any smaller ones, which will take some hunting. Or, because there is so much space, I'm going to open this up really wide. And those are going to be too big. Let's go with everything's moist, damp, gonna steam up. Just 2 little silver balls. And they might be too big. Maybe we want just some flat spacers. What? I thought Alan was coming in the door. It was just my thing coming down. Let's see if we got any small flat spacers. We did. We have some right here. This will work. Just enough to take up that extra space. Let's get some out. We're going to put one here. Might be too much. We might just put one in the front. I'm going to give it a hug. It doesn't want to hold still, so I'm going to do it with my fingers best I can. Give it a tug this way, and it's tight. I like the way that looks, so we're going to go with that. We'll set these aside. I might try to design with them and see what happens. So I've added a spacer to take up that extra space. We are going to use the sunstone and moonstone. Let me get my I'm going to use this. I have a couple pieces here, but not this color. And I'm not going to string the whole thing. We are going to put part of it on a chain. So I'm just cutting off a small length. If you want to stretch your bead stringing material, like your beads, especially your expensive ones, this is how you want to do it. I'm going to go ahead and use these two. Ooh, it's getting too hot in here. Bigger round beads to go underneath this bail. That will help the bail because it will be sitting on those. And on either side, I'm going to go ahead and put one of these. I definitely need to cut heat. Hold on, guys. Whew. Way too much. Okay, I got my legs warmed up. That's all that mattered. So that my bail will ride just like that. I like that. Okay. That's going to be perfect. We're going to open this strand and set them free. Let's start with that. And I want to put a smaller, and it doesn't matter which kind. There. One on each side. Like so. I really like that. Okay. And I'm just going to put, I don't know, like 2 or 3 on. Each side. And it doesn't matter which stone. I'm going to open the pearls up. And the pearls may not look right now that I'm getting going, but we will give it a shot. We're going to go ahead and put a pearl. I'm going to go ahead and clip that side. And just start stringing. I don't know. The pearl just needs something, something. Let's go with a silver spacer. Then maybe the pearl. I think so. Let's get some more. Here they are. And let's go ahead and string 3 more stones. Yeah, that silver was perfect. And let's go ahead and do that again. So I do have some ideas coming up. Like I said, I'm not just going to do beading jewelry. There's some other things I want to make with you guys. So it's just this bitter cold. And I know today, because I'm making this video today and then I'll put it up today, I saw that Colleen was still at the airport. And she was going to miss her flight in Denver, which I think Denver's having issues too. So I don't know how she's going to make out. I feel so bad for her. But here where I'm at, below us, south of us, they got snow. We didn't. We were supposed to get 7 to 10 inches and got 2, but we got this blasted cold, which kind of has been a bit of a pain in the neck. So I really do like that bit of silver and the pearls. It just seems to pop. So I think I'm going to go one more set. Get some more of these off from here. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the order that I placed. I was hoping to like get I'm going to go with some small ones here at the very end. Get an email saying that it's been shipped. Because if you place a $100 order with these people, your shipping is free. So I was like, yes, I hope. you know, that it comes fairly quickly. I'm going to go ahead and get some more of these out. I'm going to go one of these. I'm going to do a series of these. I hope I haven't been off camera a whole lot, guys. Three, just like that. I think that's going to be perfect. All right. I'm going to switch. And I'm going to go to this side. And I'm going to pause you and I'm going to do the other side. Okay, everybody. I have everything set back. And I'm doing kind of a squeeze play because I want to make sure that this is all pretty much lined up. But hey, I did pretty good. All right, so one of these had a kink. It's this end, so I'm going to use this as my good end. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put our clasping on that end first. And how do I want to do this? This is not the container I want. My tootsies are cold, guys. I'm going to go ahead and use these, and these are bead crimp beads. I'm grabbing a clasp and a larger jump ring and a smaller jump ring. I'm going to start with that. Get out 2 crimp beads. There's 3. We don't need 3. All right, I'm going to start with this side. I guess I was filming. I don't know. Just in case I wasn't, I have about 2 crimp beads, 2 lobster clasps, a jump ring, 4mm, a lobster clasp, 4mm jump ring, and a 6mm jump ring. And we're going to go ahead and get this done. I'm going to put my lobster on. I'm going to put my crimp bead here. I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers. I'm just going to flatten it. I want to make sure, because these are stainless steel, that I flattened it all the way against that wire so that it doesn't come off. Checking. I'm going to check one more time. It's against it. I'm going to close. These are the stainless steel ones, so they close really hard. And I'm pinching this end together. Now I can go ahead and bring this all down. Make sure it's not poker straight. Give it a nice little curl. This side I'm going to open my clamshell because I need to get in there to crimp my crimp bead. I'm going to pick up my crimp bead. This is a 2x1 crimp bead, so it's very tiny. And I'm going to reach in there, grab that crimp bead, bring him down, and squash him. And then I'm going to make sure he is good and squashed. If it gives, it's because I did not get him against that wire really well. So I'm giving a tug test. He's not going anywhere, so I can clip my extra wire off. Now, these are really tight, hard, stiff. They're hard to close. All right, those are on. Now, I'm going to check the length of this because I need to add chain. This is a shorter necklace. I wanted to add some chain, so I'm probably going to need to get out a couple more jump rings. I want to close these up. I don't want them to fall out. It's getting plenty warm in here, so I actually need to get 2 more of the 4mm. I wasn't thinking I was adding chain to this. I'm bad. I'm sorry. And I was thinking I had a length of silver chain setting here I wanted to use up. I do. But I don't think I have 2 pieces of the same chain. I don't. I have a bowl here with chain to use. And all my chains are different. Okay, let me just go get a spool of chain. I will be right directly back. Okay, so I need it to be about 24 inches, and we have 14 inches, so I need 10 minus all the fixings, so we need about 9 inches, so 4.5 inches on each side. So I need 2 pieces at 4.5 inches. There's one. Two. One for each side of the necklace. There we go. Let's set my chain out of the way. That chain came from, I believe, you can get it on Amazon. It was a 5-pack of chain, but it was really small, 3x2. So when you order your chain, be sure to check your chain sizes. So I'm going to open the 4mm, drop the chain on. You see how tight that fit? That's why I said you might want to be careful what size chain you get, because that is very tight. You can put I believe a 20mm or a 20 gauge jump ring through it, but it's hard to get an 18 gauge. And then on this side, because this chain is really small, I may have to get that might be a 20 gauge jump ring. I may have to grab another jump ring just to be sure that I can put the bigger jump ring on. We'll find out here in a second. Perfect. Get our little garbage back out of the way. And then you always want to twist your jump rings open. There we go. Open. Whoops. I don't know. It's not wanting to really move on there. So let's see how tight that is. That must be an 18 gauge. Let's get one of the little ones, because those I know are 20 gauge. And they will fit better. I just don't want it to bind up. It will go on, but it binds. So let's go ahead and use a small jump ring. Come on. That's how tiny this chain is. There we go. Close it up. I'll go ahead and loop this through. Grab a hold of it with my pliers and close up the bigger jump ring. There we are. And then all we have to do is do a real simple pair of earrings. I love this. I love how that extra little spacer in there really makes it look pretty. So there is that beautiful necklace. I love that. Let me clean this up and I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to make a couple of real easy earrings. I've got a couple of ear wires out and I have some ball head pins. I have my two bears. They don't quite match, but that's okay. I have 2 stars and 4 of the Stardust spacer beads, and we're just going to assemble them. We're going to put, oh, guess what? They slide right on through, don't they? So, you know what? Where are those little boogers? We just use those tiny little bees. How would they look? Put 1, a star. I kind of like that. One of those. Our polar bear. Uh-oh. I should have checked my polar bear. Okay. There we go. I like it. One more. I think we'll put one of these on top too. There we go. And I should have straightened my pin. It's curved at the top, so. Well, maybe not. There's the curve. Give it a warm up. All right, let's restack this. Won't take me long. My polar bear. All right, let's go ahead and these are really thick. So I am just going to make a wire wrap loop. Or not a wire wrap loop, a regular simple loop. I'm just going to go right about there, cut that off. And it didn't land where I wanted it to. And then we're just going to roll our loop. I never have a loop roll good when I do that. My loops always come out better if I keep my I don't like it. I'm going to start again. I never bend my loop before I cut. That's not me. Let me do what I normally do. And the reason I do it the way I do it is because I can measure it much better that way. I know everybody bends theirs over and cuts their little thing off with using their finger. I cannot do that and have it come out right. It just does not work for me. It's getting hot in here. There you go. There's that one ready. Straighten this one. And each person has their own way of doing things. It's not, any one way isn't wrong. If you can do something one way, that's fine. You know. Am I filming? Ugh, why does my phone keep changing direction? And it's overheating and I don't understand why. Let me unplug it. And it's hot in here. So that's not helping matters any. Bend my little neck back. There we go. Now let's go ahead and put them on their little ear wires, and we will have them done. Close my little ear wire. There's him. He's kind of a little wonky. There we go. Come on, stay turned the way I wanted you to be. There we are, and we have our pair of earrings. So, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know this was a really long video. I'm so sorry about that. There is our polar bears and our one necklace. And here is our very simple but stunning necklace. I love this one. And I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with me. I love all of you, and thank you so much for being here today. I will talk to all of you guys down in the comments. Hope you're all doing well and staying warm. Love you guys. Bye.